Hey, this is Brad from Argali, and I'm going to show you how to pitch our Rincon two-person tent. And there are really two ways to pitch our tent. You can pitch it in close to the ground mode, or what we call no draft mode, or you can pitch it in elevated mode to increase airflow and help with condensation management. So let's get started, and I'm going to show you how to do this. Alright, so first thing you want to do, if you're going to run your tent in floorless mode, which is what I'm going to do right now, you're going to take your tent and I'm going to find the door. Sometimes it takes a little futzing around. I'm going to pitch and just get the tent out on the ground like this. And you got to remember, this is a rectangle shaped tent, so there are 4 corners with guy out points in between those main points of contact. So the first thing you're going to want to do is stake out the corners of your tent and try and get a roughly even rectangle, okay? And since I'm going to pitch this in no draft mode, which is close to the ground mode right now, I'm going to run these stakes right through the webbing loops. So I'm basically just going to ignore these line lock adjusters when you're going to pitch it like this. So I'm just going to run that stake directly through the webbing, and then I'm just going to put that right in the ground. And then I'm going to take the other corner right here, run that stake right through the webbing as well, push that in the ground. Move my pole out of the way. Kind of look at this a little bit. You want to kind of pull it snug. You don't want it tight. So when you're pulling out your sides, kind of pull it so it's taut, and then let it relax. And then put that stake in as well. Now for the final stake. Kind of give it a look as you're pitching it here in this final stake, and you'll really be able to tell whether or not you've got a pretty good rectangle. If you noticed it's kind of slanted, or some of your angles don't look like your corners don't look like 90-degree angles, now would be a good time to kind of adjust it. You can always do it later, but it just helps get the pitch right the first time. Okay, and I can tell right now that I have to adjust. I'm going to adjust that corner to make this 90-degree corner right here. Okay, so I'm going to go back and adjust this one. Just a hair. All right, so now we've got a pretty taut tent. Next thing you're going to do is open up the zipper and put in your center pole. Get your zipper up, put the pole in the middle, and this is where you're going to want to get the height just right. So if you're pitching it in close to the ground mode, you don't want your tent to be super tight when you put that center pole in. So right now I've got the pole up, and you can kind of see the sides look a little relaxed, which is exactly kind of how I want them if I want to run this in no draft mode. I'm going to zip up that door, and now I'm going to go around and pitch the other guy out points here. The other thing you want to note is, obviously the door open is on one side. You have 2 guy out points here, so if you have 2 people in this tent, what you can do is run 2 stakes right here, so you can have the door function on either side, and you can just pop off your webbing if you want to, when you want to switch, or stake off the webbing when you want to switch sides with the door. I'm going to pull that snug but not too tight, push that in, come out to the side here. Push this one on the ground. Now as you can see, I've got one angle here that looks a little a little buckled in. Now, the way, this is really simple and easy to fix that. What I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna pull this one a little tighter. I'm gonna relax that corner over there. It's not a big deal, but if you really wanna get that like perfect pyramid shape, you can just make a small adjustment. And now, the tent is pitched. So you can see that's really fast and easy way to do it. I'm gonna roll back this door so you can kind of see what it looks like on the inside. And I'm gonna pop the stake off this webbing loop so you can see what it looks like pitched wise. That's pretty much it. So there you go.